everybody, and welcome to my Unruly Housewife channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about making and decorating bangles, cuffs, bracelets and things like that. I'm going to jump straight in with the first way that I learned to make bangles, which was on soft drinks cans. And if you look at this, it's an empty can. Obviously you put your clay around it. You want to make the join at an angle, or maybe you have, if you're using 2 layers of clay, say for instance you want to stagger the join, that's a good way of doing it. You put your clay strip around the soft drinks can and you put it in the oven and bake according to manufacturer's instructions, and that's how you make a bangle like that. And you can decorate it in several ways, and I'm going to look at the ways to decorate your bangles before or after baking in a moment. But I just wanted to show you the soft drink can method because well, that's how I started off making bangles, and some of you may not know. And that can won't melt in the oven, so don't fret. Now the other way I'm going to talk about this morning at a little bit more length is the way to make bangles and bracelets and cuffs using the EasyCuffs kit from tinypandora.com. And Tracey Pandora Salgado is the proprietor of Tiny Pandora, and she is selling this cuff kit for $20, and it really is a good and straightforward and superior method for making bangles and cuffs. Well, cuffs really more than anything. It's not a sponsored video. She's a friend of mine and I'm just showing her the love because this kit is awesome. In the kit, for your $20, you get 3 of these aluminium forms that you put your bracelets around. And I want to say they are aluminium and not aluminum. But you might want to say aluminum if you're American. They come in 3 sizes. There's a one size fits all circumference, but it's 1 inch wide, 3/4 inch wide and 1/2 inch wide, and they have corresponding templates made out of lucite, and they are see-through, which is always a help. I'm going to move the largest and the smallest out of the way so that I can show you how these work, and they really are very simple, even to me, hopefully. You use when you prepare your clay, you want to have double thickness. The thickest setting on your pasta machine, you double it, and then you use the template to cut out the clay. I've already done it because nobody wants to sit through me fiddling around. Once you've done that, your clay is ready to be decorated. You can decorate it in several ways. In fact, the first way you might want to do before you cut it and then cut it after. The first way, you can use a stamp, and I'm fortunate to have this long thin stamp which works brilliantly with this, and because I can see through it, you know, it's a help. Now if you do that before you cut out the shape, you could push that in, and then you could use your template and cut out the shape exactly, you know, to the right place, if that makes any sense. So that's one way of doing it, is with stamps, and that's what I did with this bracelet. And I use that kind of microshift method. So that's what, and so I kind of used the clay and rubbed it down. I have a microshift technique video. It's a faux holographic technique, so have a look for that on my channel. This one I've left the gap the same as it is on the cuff, pretty much. And with a gap like that, you might want to add some findings. So before you bake it, you'll just put a head pin or something like that in each side. And then after it's baked, take them out, put some super glue on them and put them back in again. That's a much safer way of having them fixed. But you know, you might want to put a little lobster clasp. There's any amount of things you could do. I will leave that one to you. So that's one way of decorating your cuff. The second way you can decorate your cuff, is to lay cane slice. Excuse me, sorry, knocking my camera there, flying. I hope that's still straight. The second way you can decorate your cuff is to lay cane slices along it. This cane slice is a little bit too small, but you could do that. That's what I did with this one. So I had a purple layer and a black layer. I cut it out with my template, and then I added slices of stroppel or stroppel cane to that, and after I added them I sort of bent them around a little bit to make it a bit neater so they actually overlap the sides. So that's another way that you can decorate your cuff, and I took this a little bit longer than the actual aluminium shape so that it was tighter because I have small wrists. The other way that you can decorate your shape is after you've baked it, so I'm going to pretend now that we're putting it in to bake. So here's my cuff and here's my clay, and I wind my clay around the cuff like that, and what I like to do is just press it up against the cuff a little bit so that I get a mark where the ends are, and then I flatten it out, and this is entirely my way of using it, it's not the prescribed way necessarily. And then I use my cutter, and I want to go a little bit longer than the actual cuff because, as I said before, I've got the skinny wrists, and I just use a cutter and I kind of use it at an angle so that I don't dig it in further along. Just heard the postman arriving, that's good. And I would do that again at the other end. Just try to make it the same length. Then I put my cuff around this shape, which takes a little bit of fiddling. I have to complicate everything, don't I? So that's how I would shape that cuff ready to go in the oven. In actual fact, I'd probably make that even shorter. Okay, so that's one way of, that's the way to prepare it. So you can cook that now, bake that in the oven, or you could wait until it's completely decorated. Let's pretend that we've baked our cuff in the oven and brought it out as a blank, ready to add to. Is this making any sense? I always wonder if I'm making sense. What I did with this one was I made a cuff like that, and I actually trimmed off the corners here and here, and so that it was sort of dome shaped. And then once it came out of the oven, I added, with some liquid clay, I added extrusions and cut shapes, and I highlighted them with mica powders and just using liquid clay to fix them to it. And then I put it back in the oven and gave it a good old full bake. I don't even know if I've finished with this yet. I haven't varnished it. I might add maybe some crystals or something. I'm not really sure, but that's one of the ways that you can decorate your cuff. So let me just get these out again. Here you've got the three different, these are two narrow and one medium. I haven't done the broad cuff, which probably is a bit remiss of me, but you're intelligent people, you'll know that it's the same when you're broader. So that's three ways that you can make your bracelets. As I said, you can make them with findings as well. And I'll just get that kit back out to show you. I'll take the clay off here. So these are the things that you get with your look at this. I'm like, honestly, a child can use a shape sorter, and it just took me about 2 minutes to sort them out. What on earth? So these are the things that you get in your EasyCuffs Bracelet Kit from tinypandora.com. And if not, when all's said and done, you can always do what I did and go up the alley behind your house like a tramp or a hobo and find an empty can. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it wasn't too crazy. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel, see what mad things I'm doing next time. Give the video a big thumbs up, and maybe even subscribe to me. Did I already say subscribe? Oh my goodness. Let's face it, like, subscribe, leave your comments and questions down below. And while you're at it, I'm going to put a link down below to tinypandora.com, maybe to some other demonstration videos, and also to my friend Tracey Jones's new channel, TJ Silver, which you might want to check out because she's brand new and she needs the love. Thank you very much for watching. I love you all. Bye.